Last year on YouTube, we made combined over $300,000. That's crazy.
We want to show you how you can make the same type of money this year on YouTube.
Let's get into it. So when it comes to YouTube, the key to making money is diversifying your income. And I'm sure you've heard about this on plenty of channels and plenty of places where you're learning about like how to make more money, but it is true. You have to have different revenue streams, and that's how you're able to make a full-time living out of doing YouTube. Guys, if you're new here to this channel, my name is Jeven Dovey. I do filmmaking tutorials, I do product reviews. I also do a lot of YouTube education.
I'm Ian Corzine, your social media lawyer, and I work with creators. I help them protect their channel and do good business on YouTube.
This guy's helped me out a lot on my channel. It's good to have someone like Ian around because he's gonna help you make sure that you don't get in trouble when it comes to the law. So at the beginning of this year, me and Ian sat down and had a conversation. We're chatting about taxes. You know, it's kind of an important thing that you got to deal with. We started talking about, you know, how much we made on the platform. And it's pretty wild when you look at just in the short amount of time that we've been creating videos, how much we've been able to make. For me, my first year, I started like halfway through the year, I made like $48. It was not a lot of money. But then the second year I made $9,000. It's a decent chunk of money. The next year I made $50,000. Now that's a living. And then last year I made well into the six figures. So it's pretty wild when you look at just in 3 to 4 years, you could be making a ton of money off of this platform. And we're not here to like brag about how much we're making. We want to just show you what it takes and show how you can actually make this happen, because anyone can make a living off of YouTube. It just takes diversifying your income, like I was saying, and it takes finding out your revenue streams that work for the kind of content that you're creating.
You know, Jeven, that's a really inspirational story. It reminds me of a client I once had who grew up in the projects. He was poor. He had 2 brothers, a sister, a mom with a thyroid condition that couldn't work, and his dad left. They didn't have enough money to be able to put food on the table, but this client that I had a history teacher in high school that inspired him to do inspirational speeches on YouTube. In 3 years, he was able to get a channel that was so profitable he could raise and be able to pay for his whole family, put food on the table. Now you can do this too. Right now, the getting is good. YouTube is still out there to be able to make money for you to go do some travel, to buy new equipment, to be free from all the constraints of a typical life.
All right, well, let's jump into some, you know, ways that we've found that make sense for us to make an income, because we could tell stories all day. We can say like this person made X in this year's, or this person did this, but you know, like let's give you some tangible things to think about and show the different ways that we bring in revenue. It's not like we have hundreds of streams bringing in revenue. It's just targeted things that work for our audience. So I'm gonna start with Ian, and he's gonna go through his different revenue streams for his channel.
So one thing that I do is I have templates on my website. These templates are usually contract templates or other legal documents, and I charge an amount of money for people to come in and download those templates and be able to customize them for their business to protect their business and maximize their revenues.
Yeah, digital products are great, and I've used his templates, so I know they're great, because as a creator, filmmaker, I'm not a attorney, so there's things that I need that I've got from him, which is great. So what Ian is selling is a digital product, and there's a lot of opportunities to make digital products. In the filmmaking photography space, you could sell presets, you could sell LUTs. I have one orange teal LUT that I use for some of my cinematic looking footage, and it sells every day. And that's just like a one-off sale. Now, you could also do things like courses, like Creator Film School. That is a course that I have. It's a membership site, and that brings in revenue week after week after week, and it's something that I'm constantly building, and it's constantly growing.
And I want to tell you, I'm a member of Creator Film School, and it brings value to me. You know, sometimes we're worried about, listen, we're just selling stuff, trying to make money. Well, you have to bring value, of course, but it really can make you money. And a good example on iancorzine.com is my membership. I charge $22.95 for my members to be able to go through my masterclass on copyright, on business deals, on YouTube, and also attend my live streams. And I bring value. I prepare for these live streams so that I can help people, help creators out there understand the law and protect their channels. So a real good opportunity for you is to figure out what is your expertise and then do a membership club offering value for a small fee. But you know what? Over time, more and more people join, and that amount of money you make gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
The key here is deliver value. I mean, that's what it comes down to. This is just a simple thing that goes through everything that you create on YouTube. The more value that you can deliver, the more that people are willing to trust you, and they're gonna, open their wallets and make a purchase. And it's not all about just making money, but if you have these products in place that deliver value that are more than what people are getting then on your YouTube channel, then there's an opportunity for you to get an income from that. All right, so let's talk about a few of the other revenue streams because it's not all digital products.
Well, Jeven, we always have to mention this because this is, I think, the holy grail for YouTubers, and that is ad revenue. Listen, it's not that much at the beginning when you first start to be monetized, but over time, it really does mount up. I have a much smaller channel than Jeven. I have about 50,000 subscribers or so, but I'm pulling down between $3,000 and $4,000 a month just on ad revenue. So it's really important that if you bring value to your audience will grow, and then you will have ad revenue.
So on my channel, when it comes to the ad revenue, I only made $4,000 last month. Only made. I mean, that is a good chunk of money to make off of ad revenue, but this guy is getting the same amount for a lot less views. And so it comes down to your CPM. And that's one of the things you have to think about. I've talked about this in one of my other videos where I break down ad revenue, but some people will have more opportunity to make money off of ad revenue than others. However, even if you have lower CPMs, there still is opportunity to be able to make a decent amount of money.
Give me this thing. I want to tell the people, now I'm a vlogger. I want to tell the people about my real source, the biggest source of income. Way back when, I had a mentor who talked to me about how you make money online. And one of the biggest things he said is you become an expert. You become an expert in a field that you're passionate about. People will pay you for your time if you're able to give value in the expertise that you have. So it's really important that you start and you narrow down what's your expertise and then start doing consults. Charge people for your time. A real great way to do it is to use acuity.com. It's a great website. I'm not sponsored by it, but it puts together a calendar and allows people to schedule appointments with you on their calendar. It takes the money that you charge for your appointments. It also has forms. It's really great. In my case, I need waivers and releases for people that come up on my channel, and you can do the same thing too. You can do consults and help other people that are passionate in your subject area, help them with that subject area, and you can make money at the same time. It's great.
Thanks for making me carry your bag, Ian. One thing you really have to think about is your time. Your time is worth money. So when you think about different ways that you're going to bring an income off of YouTube, you have to think, what is going to be the most valuable thing that you can do that's not going to take away too much from your videos? So he's talking about consults. That's one thing that I haven't applied to my channel because I just don't have the time. So some of the other ways that I've been able to bring an income is affiliate marketing, which is massive for any sort of people doing products. So like cameras, microphones, SwitchPod, all the things that I use, I make money off of when I talk about them. And I just share the things that I use, and if my audience is interested, they can go down the description and purchase one of those products. And that's a big way that I make money. Now, I have friends who do more gear reviews and they make a lot more money off of their affiliate sales. It's not as big on my channel because I do a mix of education and also products. But honestly, one of the big ways that I made money last year was actually off sponsorships. And sponsorships are a great way as you get bigger and bigger. Now, you don't have to have a massive channel to get sponsorships, but the bigger that your channel gets and the more that you get per video, the sponsorships do get bigger and bigger. And there is opportunities to work with brands where they will pay you to feature products within your videos or do a commercial. That's when you see like those 45-second commercials in the middle of a video. Creators get paid to do that. And that's a great way to make money. And honestly, it's not schemy, it's not slimy, it's not gross if you're doing sponsored products unless it's a product that you don't believe in. So I'm never gonna take on a sponsorship on my channel unless it's something that I already use or it's something that I think is of value to you guys. And so it all comes back to what we've been talking about, this whole idea of value in what you create and value that you're bringing to your audience. If you can make that happen, then the different revenue streams that fit that for your channel will make sense.
You know, Jeven, we've been talking a lot about money. Money is not just about buying Ferraris and having expensive things. It is also something you can use to help your family, your friends, to buy new equipment, to help creators out there, to get the freedom that you need to be able to live the life you want and follow the passions you want.
It's true, and you could also make a bigger difference in the world. Recently, I went to Thailand. If you haven't seen those videos, I highly suggest checking it out, but I spent a big chunk of my money working with an elephant sanctuary to help bring awareness to the issues with elephant tourism. And the way that I was able to make this trip happen was through sponsors. And one thing that I don't talk about in my videos, just because it's not something that I really need to discuss, is that I did make a sizable donation to the sanctuary on top of it. And that's just something that I wanted to do personally to help give back. So when we were out filming, the last clip of this video, the last take, just didn't record audio. Just an issue with the camera, I guess. So Ian put together the YouTuber's Business Toolkit, and this is completely free. All you need to do is text Jeven to the number that you see on the screen. And this is gonna go through a bunch of different ways that you can build your business on YouTube, and it's gonna go through a bunch of different ideas on how to make money on the platform. Also, make sure you head over to Ian's channel because he has a ton of information that's gonna help you out as a creator. But guys, I did a video with Ian and you can see it right here. I'll put a link to it. I'll also put a link down below in the description. And also, if you're looking to get your first 1,000 subscribers, I highly suggest checking out this series. That's it. I'll see you on the next one.